English 7, Quarter 1, Week 1. Literary text, Ang Pag-ibig sa Tinubuang Lupa, Love of Country by Andres Bonifacio. Topic, Biographical, Historical, and Sociocultural Context. Learning Competencies. Analyze literary text as expressions of individual or communal values within biographical context, historical context, and sociocultural context. Biographical context. Who is Andres Bonifacio? What do you know about his contributions to the Philippines? Why do you think he is considered one of the national heroes? Direction. Arrange the jumbled letters using the clue sentences. Clue. This word means a big fight or change to make a country free from control. The correct answer is revolution or revolution. Next. This term means your home country or the place where you were born. So the correct answer is Tinubuang Lupa or country or homeland. Next, this was the secret group that fought for Philippine independence from Spain. So the correct answer is Katipunan. Next, this term means being free from control or restrictions. The correct answer is kalayaan or freedom. And for last number 5, this word means helping each other in the community. So the correct answer is bayanihan or unity. Motive questions. Why do you think a person's experiences might affect their writing? What kinds of experiences might inspire a poet to write about their country? How did Bonifacio's life and experiences influence his writing and his message in this poem? Andres Bonifacio. Bibliographical context. He is the author of the poem Love of Country or Pag-ibig sa Tinubuang Lupa. Born on November 30, 1863. He was a Filipino nationalist and revolutionist. He is often called the great plebeian, father of the Philippine Revolution and the father of Katipunan. He is considered as national hero of the Philippines. His parents are, his father is Santiago Bonifacio. He is a tailor, while his mother, Catalina de Castro, was a mestiza of Spanish descent. Siblings. Bonifacio had 5 siblings, Sir Jacob, Procopio, Espiridiona, Trojo, and Maximum. He played a significant role in taking care of them after their parents' death. After the death of his parents, Bonifacio took on the role of head of the family, working various jobs to care for his siblings. This experience taught him the value of sacrifice and resilience. Growing up in poverty, Bonifacio understood the struggles of ordinary Filipinos, which fueled his desire to fight for justice and social change. Education. Bonifacio did not have much formal education. He was self-taught. He read books about history and politics, which inspired him to think about freedom and equality. First wife, Bonifacio first married to Monica, who tragically died of leprosy. Second wife, he later married Gregoria de Jesus in 1893, who became a prominent figure in the revolutionary movement and was known as the Lakambini ng Katipunan or the Muse of Katipunan. Influences on pag-ibig sa Tinubuang Lupa. Desire for freedom, sacrifice and love for country, and cultural pride. Processing questions. Question number 1. What emotions do you feel while watching the video? And how do they relate to the message of the poem? Question number 2. How does the video show Bonifacio's message about working together for the country? Number 3 question. What parts of the video help you understand what life was like during Bonifacio's time? Question number 4. How does the video show Bonifacio's pride in being Filipino? And for the last question, question number 5, which part of the video did you find most interesting and why do you think they are significant? Time for teamwork. Bonifacio's timeline. The class will be divided into 4 groups. Each group will choose a leader and have a task card that contains activity that their group meant to do. Write a short reflection on how Bonifacio's personal experiences are reflected in his poem. Okay, so we're done in biographical context. Now let's proceed with the historical context. Spanish colonial. The Philippines was under Spanish colonial rule from 1565 to 1898. During this period, the Spanish government controlled the archipelago, imposing its own system of governance, culture, and religion. The local Filipino population experienced various forms of exploitation and oppression under this foreign rule. Philippine Revolution. Andres Bonifacio, inspired by revolutionary ideas, founded the Katipunan to seek independence from Spanish rule. His leadership in the revolution and his experiences influenced his literary work and the themes of his poetry. What love? Okay, so stanza 1, this is the poem of Bonifacio. This stanza means, okay, so what love can be purer and greater than love of country? What love no other love none? This stanza means that loving your country is the most important and purest form of love. Bonifacio sees that no other kind of love can be more important than loving your own homeland. So this is the stanza 5. Nothing dear to a person with a pure heart is denied to the country that gave him birth, blood, and wealth, knowledge, sacrifices, and if life itself ends. So this means that dying for one's country feels more acceptable and even honorable. It suggests that sacrificing one's life for the country is a noble and meaningful act. Stanza 8. Entwined with this love of country, everything that is dear to the memory, from the happy and careless childhood to the hour of death. So this means that dying for one's country feels more acceptable and even honorable. It suggests that sacrificing one's life for the country is a noble and meaningful act. So, in the stanza 13, if this country is in danger and she needs defending, forsaken are the children, the wife, the parents, the brothers and sisters, the country's back and calm. So this stanza encourages people to always help and defend their country when it is in danger. It means that everyone should be ready to support their nation in any way they can. Stanza 24. You, so many hearts that of cheating and oppression of the mean in action. Now rise up and save the country, snatch it from the claws of the tyrant. So, in this stanza, Bonifacio is urging his fellow Filipinos to rise up and fight for their country. He wants them to take action to help improve their nation and not just wait for things to get better on their own. Time for teamwork. My stanza, your analysis. The class will be divided into 4 groups. Each group will assign a specific stanza to analyze. You will then present your analysis to the class and focus on how the historical context and Bonifacio's personal experiences are reflected in your assigned stanza. So here are the processing questions. Question number 1. What did you learn about Andres Bonifacio and his poem from the group presentations? Question number 2. How does understanding the historical context help you appreciate Bonifacio's message? And for the question number 3, are the themes of love, sacrifice, unity, and hope in Bonifacio's poem important today? Why or why not? Create a visual collage that represents your understanding of Andres Bonifacio's poem, Ang Pag-ibig sa Tinubuang Lupa, and its historical context. The collage should visually represents the following elements: love for country, use images and symbols that express patriotic feelings and the importance of loving one's homeland. Sacrifice and dedication include representations of the sacrifices made by individuals for their country, such as symbols of struggles or dedication. Unity and action show how people came together to fight for freedom and work towards a common goal. And lastly, hope and vision for the future illustrate Bonifacio's hopes for an independent and prosperous Philippines. Okay, so we're done with biographical, historical. Now let's proceed with the socio-cultural context. Spanish rule in the Philippines. This colonial rule led to significant changes in Filipino society, affecting its social structure, cultural practices, and daily life. Societal norms and values. Filipino society during the Spanish period was hierarchical. The Spanish authorities and local elite principalia occupied the top positions, while mestizos, or the people of mixed heritage, and the common people, Indios, were at the lower levels. The common people often faced harsh conditions. Family and community roles. In traditional Filipino society, family bonds were strong and familial responsibilities were highly valued. The concept of bayanihan, or communal cooperation, was a fundamental aspect of community life. Cultural practices. Religion. Catholicism was deeply embedded in Filipino life due to Spanish missionary work. The church played a significant role in daily activities and societal norms. Traditional symbols and imagery. Symbols such as the bayanihan, spirit, and national pride were central to Filipino identity during the colonial period. These symbols are woven into Bonifacio's poem as expressions of his vision for a unified and independent Philippines. His use of these symbols resonates with the cultural heritage of his readers and strengthens his call for national pride and unity. Time for teamwork. Act me out. The class will be divided into 4 groups. Each group will assign a specific stanza to analyze. You will then present your analysis to the class and focus on how the historical context and Bonifacio's personal experience. Processing questions. How does Bonifacio use his poems to reflect Filipino values and cultural practices? Question number 2. What did you learn about how people lived during the Spanish colonial period? And how does this relate to the struggles in the poem? How did acting out, for question number 3, how did acting out the role plays help you understand the feelings and ideas in Ang Pag-ibig sa Tinubuang Lupa? The time for teamwork. The class will be divided into 2 groups. Each group will look at a different stanza of the poem to see how it helps to show the importance Themes and values. Quiz time. Direction. Read each statement carefully. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. What is the primary theme of Bonifacio's poem, Ang Pag-ibig sa Tinubuang Lupa? Is it letter A, romantic love, letter B, patriotism, and love for the country, letter C, economic prosperity, or letter D, friendship and loyalty? Number 2. Which event significantly influenced Bonifacio's writing and his calls for revolution? Is it letter A, American colonization, letter B, World War I, letter C, Spanish colonization and the Philippine Revolution, or letter D, martial law? Next, number 3. What does Tinubuang Lupa refer to in Bonifacio's poem? Is it letter A, the beautiful nature, letter B, the native land or motherland, letter C, the future generations, or letter D, the Philippine economy? Number 4. What is the significance of the revolution in Bonifacio's writings? Is it letter A, it symbolizes economic change, letter B, it represents the struggle for independence and freedom, letter C, it highlights technological advancements, letter D, it focuses on religious reforms? Number 5 question. How does understanding the historical context of Bonifacio's time enhance the appreciation of his poem? Is it letter A, it provides insight into the economic policies of the era? Letter B, it explains the scientific advancements of the period. Letter C, it reveals the struggles and motivations behind Bonifacio's revolutionary ideals. Or letter D, it highlights fashion trends of the time. Next, number 6. What does Bonifacio urge Filipinos to do in his poem? Is it letter A, to ignore the past, letter B, to focus solely on personal success, letter C, to unite and fight for freedom, or letter D, to leave the country for better opportunities? Next, number 7. What literary text is Ang Pag-ibig sa Tinubuang Lupa? Is it letter A, poem, letter B, novel, letter C, short story, or letter D, essay? Next, number 8. What does Bonifacio suggest is the ultimate goal of the revolution? Is it letter A, economic prosperity, letter B, personal happiness, letter C, cultural exchange, or letter D, freedom and independence? Next, number 9. Why is Bonifacio's poem considered an essential piece of Philippine literature? Is it letter A, it was written in English, letter B, it reflects the Filipino struggle for independence, letter C, it talks about modern technology, or letter D, it focuses on foreign countries? And for the last question, number 10, how can students today relate to the themes in Bonifacio's poem? Is it letter A, by understanding the importance of unity and sacrifice in achieving common goals, letter B, by focusing solely on academic achievements, letter C, by ignoring cultural heritage, or letter D, by promoting personal interests over national concerns? Thank you.